Hi everyone, and welcome to your Real Conversation video lesson with me, your teacher Chris. Now, today is going to be an interesting lesson. I say that every time, but here it really is. Make it comfortable. Today we're going to do something that's very different from the other conversation lessons. Before, I would give you some questions and give you a chance to answer them. I'm still going to do that, but today, I don't know what the comments and questions are going to be. I'm going to make them up and we're going to have a real, natural, evolving conversation where I give you a question and then think, and then whatever comes in my head will be the next question. So there really is no way to prepare. And to make it more of a challenge, I am not going to write the questions in the comments. I want you to just answer. So this is kind of a test to see how your listening skills are and how your real conversation skills are. So I think you are all ready to try this. We've had 30-something lessons and you've all been doing very well. So let's just have a natural conversation. So the very first thing is, subscribe to the channel. I always forget to do that. Subscribe, it's right there. And once you do it, you're done. And share the video if you like this video. Today is going to be kind of a natural conversation test where you meet somebody for the first time or for another time, and you have just a regular conversation. All right, so the very first thing I want to ask is, what's the weather like today? Today it's hot and humid, which is something I really don't like because I'm a big guy and I just moved the microphone. Where are you right now? I'm in my classroom. In about 1 hour, my students will start coming to school, so I figured I'd take this chance to talk to you. What are you going to do today? That sounds like fun. Why are you going to do that? Today we have to do test prep for my students here in South Korea because it's their exam period. So we have to help the students prepare for their exams. Do you like taking exams? I know it's kind of a weird question, but it was on my mind. What do you think about exams? Are they helpful to students? Why do you think that? Interesting. For me, as a teacher, I have to give my students tests to see what level they are, but as a person who likes to learn, I realize that tests are not the best way to see how each student is doing. So when I test my students with the paper test, I also try to test them with their own abilities and say, I'll change their grade a little bit to reflect their true abilities. What are you going to do after work today? Are you going to meet anyone or just stay at home alone? I don't know what I'm going to do when I get home. I think I'm going to work on my book, but I'm not sure. What are you going to do tomorrow? Are you excited about it? Tomorrow I have to go to work and Some days I'm excited about it, but other days, it all comes down to the feeling that I had the previous day. Like if I left work and I had a bad mood, going to work the next day is kind of tough, but for the most part, I enjoy my job. Now, did you read the news today? Oh, I don't read the newspaper either. I get my news from like the internet. What is something that was interesting for you today? I didn't hear about that. Can you tell me some more? Oh, wow, I'm really thirsty. Are you thirsty? I'm gonna take a quick drink real quick. Do you like to drink juices or tea or water? What do you like to drink? Sometimes I think tea is good, but usually I just want a quick drink because I'm just thirsty. You know, if I have a time, if I have a chance to sit and enjoy, I love to drink tea. It's got such rich flavor and I can think about the taste. So, that news article that you were reading, tell me some more about it. What's your opinion? I didn't read that, but I read this article about a girl, I think she's 21, like a woman who's 21, and she just traveled to every country in the world. Pretty lucky, right? Wow, I would love to travel to all the countries. How about you? I can't imagine going because it would be so expensive. Like, I would love to do it, but I can't imagine how she was able to afford all of that. What do you think? It's crazy expensive, right? If you had the chance to travel to any country in the world, where would you go? That's a cool place. Why would you go there? It does sound like fun. I love to travel. If I had the chance to go somewhere right now, I would go to Cambodia. Yeah, Cambodia and Laos on the border. I know it's weird, right? But I want to go there and buy some gemstones. They have beautiful gemstones, and I love pretty stones, pretty gemstones. Do you know what gemstones are? Yeah, of course, like rubies and emeralds. Do you like them? I've always liked them since I was a kid, and I like to dig in the dirt looking for gemstones and buried treasure. You know, it's probably why I like to read books about pirates and things like that. Do you like to read pirate books? Yeah, most people aren't really interested in pirates. What do you like to read about? Why do you like reading that? I've never heard of that author. Do they have lots of books? It's always interesting when I talk to people and they tell me about their favorite author, and it seems like that author that they like has a movie made from their book. Does this book have a movie? Do you think that books that are made into movies, do you think the movies are better or the book is better? I think the books are better. I have a hard time with a movie when I've read the book and then I see the movie and so many characters or events are missing. But I also like the movies because it's a chance to see something that I've imagined on screen, and I kind of think of them as separate. The weather here is starting to change. It's kind of getting a little bit cloudy. I think it might rain. What's going to happen later tonight with your weather? See, that was pretty much an easy question. What do you think of this video lesson so far? Do you think that this kind of conversation, where it's like all over the place, is difficult? Why? It's always interesting for me to hear when people think lessons are difficult, but your answers are actually really good. I see that a lot of students have self-doubt. They think that their ability is so much lower than it really is. And I think that's the case here. I think that you actually understand a lot more of what I'm saying, and it's just about confidence. So we have to keep practicing. What do you think? Do you want to keep practicing these types of conversation lessons? I kind of want to practice them too. Do you think that they're helping you get better at speaking? That's awesome. That makes me feel better. Practice is one of the best things for people who are learning a next language, a second language, a third language. And any chance you get to practice with someone who's talking to you is great. So don't be discouraged if this is difficult, The key here is to just keep trying. So what do you think? Do you want to keep trying to learn how to have a conversation with me? I thought so. You're a very good student, and I'm really proud of the progress that you've been making. I think it's remarkable, and I promise you, if you went back to the old lessons, you would be able to see how easy they are, and then say how far you've come. Because honestly, I believe in you, and I'm amazed at how fast you're learning how to communicate. Remember, it's not about perfect grammar. A native speaker like me, we don't learn grammar until middle school. We learn how to communicate, and then later we fix our grammar mistakes. So don't feel bad about this. We're going to change how you learn English by practicing fluency first. Fluency first, and then fixing the grammar, because it's easier that way. If you do grammar and then learn the fluency, it's so hard. It's why many of my students come to me and they've been learning English for many years, but they still can't speak. Well, yeah, grammar is too hard. That's like the hardest way to start. So, I'm gonna take a drink of my water. What do you want to learn most with English? And what are you going to do when you learn that? See, I find that a lot of my students are learning English to go to school, which is great. But I find that a large portion too, another large portion of my students they just really want to speak in English. And I find that they have the highest success rate because they're just interested in communicating. And my students that want to go to college are struggling a little bit because they want that strong grammar approach, which is very important, yes, for academic English. And we do fix a lot of the grammar mistakes. But the thing is this is a tool for you to learn how to use what you've learned. Exactly, that's kind of weird. To learn how to use what you've learned, the knowledge, the vocabulary, all of this stuff that's locked in your brain. This is your chance to spit it out, to try and use it. I have so many students that have hundreds and hundreds of words locked in their brain and grammar rules locked in their brain, and they're amazing on tests. But if I ask them, what's the weather like today? They freeze because it's just so much. It's so much to try and say. They haven't developed fluency. They haven't developed that confidence to say what they know, even if they know very little. And I think this is the best way for you to practice. So, are you excited about more lessons like this? More organic, natural conversation lessons? I really hope you are, because this is interesting. These questions that you can't predict or know where the question's going to change to, the topics are going to change, help you access all these different topics in your head. And you can't plan for it, which is the best part. It's like real natural immersion. Okay, so I had a great time talking to you, and I hope you enjoyed this too. If you liked it, hit the like button and share it with your friends and see if they can answer all of my questions too. I think they might be able to, as long as they relax and they're open to trying something a little different. Now, I'll see you for our next lesson. Have a great day. Goodbye.